Whew. Okay, let's begin this. I don't know what we're going to get at the end. It is my first time to recording the screen. Um, let's just try it. I know that everybody's waiting for a Saga app breakdown and all of that. This one is coming after this one. I just decided to go with the Notion first, only because I feel like Saga, I wanted to go more in depth. I wanted to show you all the beautiful things that Saga can do. In order for me to do that, I need to practice somewhere. So we're going to start with the Notion. Notion is a planning app, and this is how mine looks. What's happening? Okay. All the pictures been taken from Pinterest, nothing fancy. I don't really, I use my Notion a little bit differently. I'm going to show you in a minute how differently and why. But from everything that I've seen, people use it more as a for statistics, meaning usually people create calendar and not like the one that I have over here. There's a tab you can do where you can enter actual calendar. This is a widget where you can actually enter the page calendar in the Notion, and people like to mark what project they work on, how many stitches they did, and all of that. I used to do it in my like a notebook paper planner, and I realized it's bringing me down. I don't want to follow the numbers. However, I do like to see my stash. So when I'm done stitching, I don't care how much I did, as long as I have done some. So I don't track what days I've been stitching, how many stitches I did. I don't track any of those stuff, but I do track my stash and I do set goals. And I think we're just going to start with the page. So as you can see, all of this, it's a little tabs that you can unfold. It's like a little to-do list, the goal settings and all of that. So if I unfold all of them, it's going to be a long list. This right here on top that you see, it's a DMC flow stash, project stash, shopping list, and MILL HILL stash. Those are hyperlinks, I guess you can call them. Those are pages, individual pages, and it's just I'm going to open each of them to see what I'm doing over there. But let's start with the page, what I see when I open my Notion. And this will be this right here. So firstly, we're going to see all the keeper, whatever you call them, links that I need quick access to. There's right there on top. There's a widget with all my whips count. I'm going to show you how I know how many whips I have, because right here you can see a whips a super link that will take us to the page where I have a list of my whips. There will be spoilers there, but it's okay. I have also like a little drop off of my top priorities. There's basically a list of all the projects that I have a goal on either finish this year or have a progress. I have way more whips than that, but this is my top project till the end of this year. If I finish them all, which it will be a miracle, then my top priorities will be different. This is just a random list of my 2024 Stitchy goals. We can see all of this madness, how I believe in myself. I know not all of them going to be achieved, but there's a quick view for you. Some of them been achieved, not all of them, but some. I like to set my goals a little bit higher than achievable, just because I don't know, I like to torture myself with that. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I do like to set my goals a bit crazier than they're realistic. And sometimes I do go over here and adjust them because like originally the Moscow project, this one right here, was in my must finish and hello, no, not happening. Or like this too, I wanted to move to 50%, same thing, not happening. So through the year I adjust them, but when I set them up in the beginning of the year, yeah, of course the goals were crazy big. Um, We're going to go through all of this last because I think those are the most useful things that I've created. But right here in the middle, weekly stitch your plans. So this is basically what I do, and that's why I want this little small simple widget calendar over here on the side, because I plan my goals this way. So I have this huge crazy list for the goals of the year. Then I set ideas of each month. So what I would love to achieve in August, what I would love to achieve of September, and so on and so on. So far, my stitch has not been stable. Like so far, I'm setting one goals, but I'm achieving different goals. So I don't go yet till the end of the year. But I think at the end of the summer, I will realize more realistically what I can achieve or how many stitches I need to do and all of that. So as for right now, I set my goals only till October. And if we open right here, October, it's not even set up. So July also was one of these links, but since we're in July right now, which is the 8th today, when I create and update my plan for July, what I did, I drop this to-do list and I drop my crazy dreams for July, and I realistically wrote down what I think I was still able to do. So as you can see, for my July goals, I have 3 finishes that I would like to achieve. It's a Sal by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. It's my Sandy Autumn Santa, and my Christmas Mouse by Lucas. I would love to excuse me, finish. And then I have idea for Christmas in July. So all the winter projects are going to be a main top priorities for this month. So after this main goals of finishing, we have goals for moving projects, which is we have, well, I have Holiday Village by Dimensions. It's a huge gold collection. It's difficult. It takes concentration. You cannot just easily stitch it. So right now I think I have it like on 12%, and I would like to move it to 15. It is a big project, so 3%, it's a good progress. I would love to start Mireshka Winter Cat. I showed you in my 2023 finishes, I showed you that I finished the Summer Cat, so I would love to start Winter Cat. I have my big project that I need to move to 50% by the end of the year, which is this Moscow project, and I want to move that one to 30% this month, and I think I'm at 25 right now. I have ornaments that I showed you before, but I haven't finished even one yet. It's the Snowy Kingdom, I call them. I translate them that way. So I have one that literally need just like a couple hours to finish, and then I would like to finish that one that I already started. I would like to add another one because there's not even cross stitching, it's more like embroidery. And then I have that booklet that I just showed you, Marison Hall by Debbie Mom and Dimensions. And I would like to start and, if possible, finish one ornament. As you can see, it is Christmas in July. All of these projects are winter related, except Sal, but I literally have so little to do there that I just want to finish it and just forget about it. But everything else somehow Christmas winter related. So right now I'm actively stitching my Christmas Mouse by Luca S, which brings us to this tab right here. And from yearly goals to monthly goals to weekly goals. So my week I counted as from Monday to Sunday, so that's why it's from the 8th to the 14th of July, because usually on the 8th I film videos. So whatever I stitched till Sunday, in my weekly stitch updates I show you, or I have any other plans. So like I counted my weeks starting from Monday, because Monday, like today, it's usually the day when I'm filming, so it's easy for me to register. So whatever I stitch till Sunday, if I do weekly stitch updates, I'm going to show you on Monday, and then starting Monday evening after I film, that's a new week of stitching to do. And let's see what I plan for myself for this week, all my crazy plans, which is, of course, finish all the projects that possible. Right now I'm stitching the Christmas mounts by Luca S. I purchased the Saga pattern, which I'm super happy. And even with Saga, it's hard to stitch. I don't know, that pattern, it's just too many blues, same tone, and confetti stitching. Takes concentration, so I cannot be stitched as fast as I would like it to stitch. But I think I have something about 1500 stitches to do on that one, so if I keep concentrating my attention to it, there's very possible that I'm going to finish. Sandy Orton Santa, I do have it in my monthly goals as finish of this month. However, on the 15th of each month, which brings us to this tab right here, I'm participating in different cells. And next Monday, which is the 15th, I need to send like a report before and after on that Sandy Orton, which I'm participating with that Santa. So I absolutely have to stitch something this week to send report, and then I have 2 more weeks to concentrate only on this project to finish it. I do have still 50% to stitch. I really doubt if I will be able to finish, but if not finish, at least 75%, because it's kind of been not fun stitching it lately, so I don't want to put it away too far for too long, because otherwise I feel like I'm never going to finish it. So those 3 are my priorities. So I think what's going to happen, every time I finish one of those priorities, I will give myself time to stitch something else. So for example, I will finish my Christmas mail first, because there's literally maybe like 3-4 stitch evenings left and it will be finished. And then I will switch to, for example, like Holiday Village till I achieve that goal, and then I go back to Sal, for example, finish this one, go to make one ornament, and then concentrate just on Santa for the end of the month or something like that. And then I need to find a time when I can start Mereshka Winter Cat. So this is how I plan. I have big goals, I have monthly goals, and then I set up weekly goals. And I set up weekly goals for my monthly goals, and I set up my monthly goals for my yearly goals. So this is how I plan my stitching. It's not always goes according to the plan. Sometimes my imagination takes me to completely different places, but as long as I'm stitching something. And Notion, you can make as many columns as you want. As you can see, there's 4 columns over here, 3 over here, but inside of this column is there more columns, and mine doesn't look that much organized. Like if you Google Notion templates, by the way, Notion have free templates too. People doing amazing work. My head thinks a little bit differently. I'm not that structured, I think, like other people, and for some, I know this is gonna look messy, but in my head, it's all makes sense and it's super comfortable for me, and I'm just showing you how I do it. So what about the planning? That's it is. I have big plans that I break to the small plans that I break to the smaller goals, and that's how I achieve everything. So this whips in this calendar, it's a widgets, which is there's Notion widget. There's this website that when you created your Notion and you have that login for your Notion, you go over here and you log in with your Notion login, and it will give you all those widgets. So it's easy to enter. It has literally step-by-step tutorial in that link for you to do so. And let's go to the fun page, finally, to my whips. I'm not going to show you my content planner. There's nothing besides me just writing ideas of what I'm going to film next. Let's go to my whips. This is not my idea, and unfortunately I don't remember where I took it from. And be honest with you, I would adjust it. I just haven't created my adjustive system yet because this is now how I think. I just saw it somewhere. Where did I see it? Oh my gosh, it's been so long, I don't remember. Anyway, if you recognize that I took your idea, I'm so sorry that I forgot where I took it, but this is not my idea, but I took it. But I would do it differently. It doesn't really work for me yet. I just haven't created how I would like to change it. Anyway, I put all my whips over here. So all 29 whips you can see right there, and at the end it counts for you. Now if you go all the way over here, you'll see that I created a start date column, so I know when I started it. If I wanted to finish in 2024, I mark it. If I want to achieve 50%, if I want to achieve 25%, I like to break my whips and my project stash in a theme. I want to know what fabric I use, so I did those columns too. Color, I just type in by hand. That's the size guide that I just showed you, which is not my ideas. And then right here, I have finish date. And what I love about Notion, it's the filter. Literally the best thing ever. Because if I delete the filter that is in use right now, it's going to show me all the whips I've ever logged in here, which will give you the total of 38 because some of them are finished, and you can see a status of the project as finished. So if I go to back to my filter and I choose, which one? Filter, status, and I choose finished. Wait, finished. Why? No, like this. Wait, one selected. Something is wrong. Oh, right here. If I choose finished, it's going to show me all my finished projects. And if I choose started, it's going to show me all my current whips that I have started but have not finished yet. And that's where this number 29 comes from. However, if I add something, change something over here, it will not change on my widget. But this Mill Hill red wine, spoiler alert, I finished it. So I'm going to put the date, and I finished it. What's happening? I gifted it yesterday because I did it for the present. On the 6th, I was coloring the frame, and on the 5th, I finished it. So I'm going to put this date right here. But it's still here because I have not changed my status. So from started, I'm going to click on finished, and I'm going to delete this selection. And now, as you can see, I have 28 whips. And I'm going to go back on my page. See, the widget did not change. It still showed 29, and I'm just going to go one down. So 28. There we go. So yeah, this is my whips page. What I also like is that it's suggesting me different views, so I can either see it as a table or I can see it as a gallery. So everything that I worked on is right here. The pictures of it. There we go. I can come back to my table. And there we go again. Now let's go, in my opinion, the most useful things. And this made me change from my Excel to Notion. Let me explain. let's go to the page that took me literally a month to do. It's my DMC floss stash. I in the future going to do other floss stashes, different brands, but DMC is the most useful one. And yeah, basically we have over here, oh no, I wanted to move this so you can see the rest of it. Okay, DMC number, DMC picture, color group. This, it means I have them as a actual DMC, like I haven't bobbinated them yet. If I have more than one, I'll write down over here. This one's if I have it on a bobbin. If I have more than one, I'll write it over here. The Gipper link I haven't used yet, but I'm going to show to you what it is. If I'm out of one, I need to buy it. I'm gonna put mark over here, and I can add it to my shopping list also. But this took me so long because I was doing it everything. I was doing it by hand. For example, 151, I don't have it in stash, I don't have it in a bobbin, I don't have it in use anywhere, I need to buy it. So I'm gonna put it right here. And technically, for example, next time I'm in Hobby Lobby, I can just go to my page and see which one I'm missing out, I need to buy. But what else I can do, I can add it to my shopping list. 151, let's call it. Okay. So now I added 151 to my shopping list, and if I do everything right, because I haven't done it in a while, it will show you right here. There you go. So next time I go to the store, instead of loading that huge page with all the DMC with, I don't know, bad internet, I didn't upload it, I missed something, I put the mark different place, whatever, I can go just to my shopping list and I can see, okay, DMC 151, I need to buy. And let's come back to DMC floss stash, and I'm going to show you another cool thing. I love it. So I used to write it down all in Excel, and I know in Excel you also can search just the same way, like I can search here. There we go. But what I cannot do is do by group. So let's go to gallery, and I choose filter by pink, and all the pink I can see right here. For example, I need 605, but I have 604. How close they are? Can I substitute? This, I think, is the coolest thing ever. So, color group, let's go to grays and deleted the pink. There we go. All possible grays. I don't need to Google them. I need to search them. There we go. They're all right here. I don't know. I think it's the most amazing thing. This is why I love Notion. And if I come back to table, this one I haven't done yet because I don't think any projects that I'm currently stitching, I don't have like my DMC in a use. I'm going to start the chicken next month, and that way I can do. But for example, let's choose this color, number 4. I see it. I don't have it in a stash. I do have it on a bobbin, but let's pretend I'm using it somewhere. Let's pretend I use it on, let's pretend I'm using it on carrots. Right? So next time I'm going to collect my DMC floss for some kind of project, I'm going to go to my Notion and I'm going to connect the link between the whips and between the DMC. So if I don't have And for example, I decided to start a different project where I also need a number for DMC. But I see I don't have it in Stash, but I have it in a bobbin. Instead of going to my container where I keep my bobbins, I already see that I use them in carrots. So I'm going to go in a box where all my bobbins for the carrots are, and I'm going to find it there. So this hyperlink basically tells me of location of the bobbin. Or for example, I have it in Stash and I have it in a bobbin. And for example, this color is also, I don't know, for example, I use it in the garden. I can bobbinate another 06, or I can dig in a box where I keep the DMC floss for the garden, and I can just take whatever I need. Maybe I need just one string of the floss there, you know, so I can just go in that box and take that particular DMC that I need. So this is the best thing. Technically, all of this you can do in Excel too, but I prefer this one so much. And of course, this right here is the best part. It's the gallery. I honestly think it's the best. If I need a green, like I remember when I finished creating it, I was just spending here like minutes playing with this because look at this. Any kind of, and I understand there's a different type of greens, but I just decide to go as basic as possible. So for example, if I need to substitute 703 for 704, how close they are. And I know the picture's not that accurate, but still it gives you a great opportunity, you know, to at least see it, play with it, like these two, for example. I don't know. I think this is the coolest thing ever. Which brings us to, since I have a huge stash of Mill Hill, I have two separate containers. One that I started myself, one I was able to buy on a huge offline shop sale, but I basically did the same thing. However, Mill Hill, I did not put all the info, and maybe it is possible and I just didn't find it, or maybe I'm right and there is no option. Anyway, I don't know how to do them in order, so I type them in order by hand. But for example, if I will find that there's something missing, you know, the number, for example, in between these ones, I know I can drag it there, but I don't know if I, you know, like in Excel, you can highlight them all and then click sort by from top to bottom, for example, and Excel will do it for you. I'm not sure if this is possible here. I did for myself that memory thing over here, this one right here, of whatever numbers of the Mill Hills means, but I just went basic. I did the basic DMC, petites. I don't think I even finished. Maybe I finished it. I don't remember. Anyway, it's endless. And see, like, if I would be you can Hobby Lobby, or even right now, it's kind of annoying because this list is endless. That's why I like the search button on top. I forgot to add the hyperlink for shopping list, which I guess we can do right now if I remember how. Link? Nope. Did it before. I don't think I can do it again. Relation. Relation to shopping list. Add relation. Okay, same thing. If the next time I'm placing order of 1, 2, 3 stitch and I need to buy these beads, I'm editing a hyperlink over here, and then when I'm ready to place my crazy shopping list, I can just open shopping list and see whatever I have there. Technically, you don't need to hyperlink. You can just, you know, like, oh, I need, I don't know, 81. I can come back and add it, but if I can just add it from here without going between pages, why not? And since I have so many containers with beads that I cannot combine at the moment, I have a main container and I have a second container. Main one is the one that I started collecting my stash. This is the one that I got from that offline shop estate sale. So if I have it here, I mark it here. If I have it in the second container, I mark it in the second container. I decided not to combine them. If I have it here and here, right now it's gonna stay like that. It's easier for me. And if I see that my beads that in the first container are almost out, I'm going to put a check mark over here. And if I ever run out of either one of them, I'm just gonna mark it as I don't have it here, but I know I still have it over here. Or for example, I'm stitching Mill Hill kit and I have a little bit leftovers. I'm going to mark that I have it, but I'm also going to mark that I'm almost out. I don't know, maybe the next, project that I'm picking that I need this color only need like 3 beads, or I will need all 100 and 200 beads. So I just like to mark for myself that I have some, and depending on the project, I will decide, if I have enough or not. But same amazing thing with the gallery. I also divided all the Mill Hill beads by groups, by color groups. So again, if I need a blue, there we go. Because I uploaded all the pictures, I can see each blue Mill Hill bead. I don't know if I need this one, but I have this one, maybe I can substitute them. And I understand the tone's a little bit different and all of that, but I mean, if it's not that important, can I substitute them? So this gallery filter by color, it's literally the best thing ever. Let's play with it. So for example, I want purple, not blue. There we go, we have all the purples. If I want gray, which not that much colors in there we go. What if I want pink? There we go. Like, this is the coolest thing ever. I love it. And let's come back. So shopping list, that will be the links from either of the stash, and let's see my project stash. So this one is not finished yet. I still have projects that I need to add. If I started something, I'm just deleting it from my project stash and I created a new one in my whips because there's no longer in my stash here, but I have them by designer. I also added the previews, the name of the project, the size, if I have it in priority in 2024, but this one compared to my whips, this one is priority to start. I do separate them by themed. If I have a saga on the project, I mark it for myself, and if I have saga, more likely I'm going to start this one over other one. The status, most of them kids, because I'm a kids teacher, but I also can do if I have a chart, if I chart in a floss, or if I have chart in a fabric. And then this I'm not going to really use, so we can delete this column. I don't need it because I'm going to move it to the whips anyway. But same thing, we go into gallery, and what I like about this, not even a filter, because it's my project stash, and instead of going through all my boxes to see what I'm in the mood to stitch next, I can just open this page and be like, oh, what to stitch? What do I have? And then be like, boom, oh, I completely forgot I have this project, So there you go. I'm still working on editing all of this data, but most of this is here, and I think right now I'm at 134 projects, which I thought I'm gonna have way more, but again, Not all the kits are here yet, and I have so many charts that I don't think I'm ever going to add here. If the chart is kitted and have fabric or at least floss, I will add it here, but just the chart by itself, I don't think I'm gonna add it. I'm at 139 right now, and I still have projects that I need to add. I think I'm gonna be close to 160. Well, but if we're going to gallery and we're going to use my favorite toy, which is filter, and we're going to click on theme, and for example, I feel like stitching cats. It's going to show me all the projects that I have cats on. And I'm like, oh, hey, autumn is soon, Halloween is soon. I have this small project by Mill Hill, this Magic Kitty. Why not stitch it? It's small, it's easy, it's a cat. I want to stitch cat, I'm going to choose this one. Or I'll always forget that I have these magnets by Ampa Studio that I want to stitch too. This one, I bought it last year because I wanted to stitch it so bad, but I never found time for this, you know, so this filter, it's the best thing ever. And yeah, I like it a lot because I can play with it. Same with Christmas. Like, oh, I want to stitch something for Christmas. And see, this one you just seen in the cat filter and in the Christmas filter because I choose some projects as many groups as possible because maybe I don't want to stitch it for a Christmas reason, but it's also in winter. You know, like each project, if there's more than one theme possible, I will mark it because if we're gonna go, no, oh, you wanna, okay. And for example, I'm going to choose, let's go fall. Okay, we have so many different. Do I want to stitch Kilometer and Lace? Do I want to stitch Mill Hill? Do I want to stitch Ampa Studio? But this is also goes in a group of animal, for example, because like what if I just want to stitch something with animals? It doesn't have to be fall, but I want to stitch animals. See, it's gonna repeat itself, but this way I it depends on what I'm in the mood, I guess. So for each project, I try to add as many themes as possible so I can see as much as possible for my future desire to stitch. And I think that was it. Again, I don't track how many stitches I did or one day I stitch. All I care is when it started, when it's finished, and I care about my planning. So we just see the DMC floss stash, project stash, shopping list, Mill Hill stash. I showed you all of that. Again, I am planning, at least in the future, to do other floss stash. I just didn't find time for it yet. Again, my planning, content plan, I'm not going to show it to you. Whips I did show to you. Top priorities, again, I just write myself a list of all the projects I want to concentrate my attention. So when I make my plans, I don't forget about those. And over here, I participate in 3 different cells. So this one, cell of Teresa Wensler. So all the girls on the first of each month were sharing our progress on any Teresa Wensler project that we stitch. Same with Cindy Orton. And then this one, I participate in the cell where lots of girls and boys posting, like choose the project that take them the longest to stitch or they don't have motivation to stitch, and each month on the 5th we are sending our before and after. Even if you stitch just one floss on that project, it still counts. So I set up as a reminder for myself over here. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any more questions, let me know. If you have any more ideas how can improve my planning, and maybe since I'm not a like I don't really know much about Notion, so maybe you can suggest something for me that I can add and use and to improve. But I like how I have the planning right here on the front page. So when I open, that's the first thing I see. I like to plan for each week. And this dash, it's the best app, the best planning I've seen so far um, for a stash, because I used to have like a paper planner and I'll write down everything by hand, and my writing just starts with so pretty with stickers and highlights, and it's ending just like being so annoyed with have to do it all by hand, and like if I made a mistake and all of that. And then digital planner, this is it for me. Well, thank you so much for spending your time with me. Next week I'm going to share with you all my stitch updates, because I have what I have two finishes to show you, and probably it's going to be 3, maybe even 4 by the end of next week, hopefully. And after that, I'm going to spend all my time into figuring it out how to do a Saga video about Saga app. I want to do maybe a live stream. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see that, because I thought if I do a live stream of explaining to you what is Saga, how it works, that way you can ask me live questions and I can answer and show them right away to you. So, um, you know, uh, instead of writing the comments, and I don't know, it's easy to show. So let me know if you like this idea of the live streaming, or should I just do the video. Anyway, thank you so much for spending your time with me. I'll see you next week.